And right now, avalanche forecasters are warning about going into the backcountry. The Colorado Avalanche Information Center counted 21 reported avalanches over the weekend. A backcountry skier died in a slide outside Steamboat Springs. A crews will be back on the accident site today. This accident marks 6 deaths so far this year, a number which is usually the average for the year.
Happening tomorrow, Boulder County will finalize the contract to clean up after the Marshall Fire. A judge on Friday cleared the way for debris removal to begin while they work through a lawsuit over the contractor selection process. A 21-year-old man is in custody after a shooting at Union Station. It happened Saturday night at the bus terminal. One person was shot and taken to the hospital. Denver police originally arrested 2 people, but now says only one of them will face charges. Also developing this morning, 2 people were killed in crashes Friday night along Colfax near 225 in Aurora. The 2 people were hit in the same location by different cars. One victim wasn't in a crosswalk. The driver of that vehicle stopped, got out to help, only to be hit by a second car. Aurora police are asking for anyone who saw what happened to give them a call. Routt County will start the summer with more wildland firefighters than ever. Our partners at the Steamboat Pilot report Steamboat Springs Fire Rescue is hiring its first firefighters focused on wildfires. The Oak Creek Fire Protection District is doubling the size of its wildfire crew. And that's your Morning Rush.
It is 3 after 6 right now. Developing world news this morning. A plane with 133 people on board crashed in southern China. The accident involved a China Eastern Airlines Boeing 737. Chinese state media said that rescuers have been called to the area. There is no word on the number of people hurt or killed. Right now, our nation's capital, Justice Clarence Thomas, the longest-serving member of the Supreme Court, seen here in file video, is in the hospital. Thomas was admitted for flu-like symptoms after going through some tests. He was diagnosed with an infection. They say he's being treated with antibiotics. He is expected to be released from the hospital in a day or 2. Meanwhile, happening today, the confirmation hearing for Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson for the Supreme Court is going to kick off. This is a live look at the U.S. Capitol. Judge Brown Jackson is the first black woman nominated to the High Court. She's expected to share an opening statement to the Senate Judiciary Committee. Bree Jackson gives us a preview of what to expect today.
President Joe Biden's first Supreme Court nominee, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, begins an historic week of confirmation hearings today. She's become a familiar face on Capitol Hill.
This is her 4th time before the Senate Judiciary Committee, and 3 previous times she came through with flying colors and bipartisan support.
It's clear that her credentials and the breadth of her experience are impressive.
Jackson will face tough questions from senators this week, including criticism of her record on the U.S. Sentencing Commission and Republican attacks claiming she's soft on crime.
I don't want us to attack her as a human. I want us to be having a debate about what her judicial philosophy is, because when you go on the court, if you get lifetime tenure, it's because you don't confuse yourself with a super legislator.
Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell says he's keeping an open mind.
I haven't made a final decision as to how I'm going to vote.
Jackson could be confirmed without any Republican votes if all 50 Senate Democrats stick together. President Biden wants bipartisan support.
For too long, our government, our courts haven't looked like America. And I believe it's time that we have a court that reflects the full talents and greatness of our nation.
If confirmed, Judge Jackson would be the first black woman to sit on the High Court in its more than 200-year history. In Washington, Bree Jackson for NBC News.
Tomorrow will mark 1 year since the King Soopers shooting. The store reopened last month after several renovations inside and out, but it will be closed in memory of the victims tomorrow. There will also be a community mural built this summer. A series of memorials will be held tomorrow. Boulder police are planning a memorial for Officer Talley at 2 o'clock outside the police department. There will be a community-wide moment of silence at 2:30. And at 4:30, they're planning a remembrance event at the Glen Huntington Bandshell at Canyon Boulevard and Broadway. Boulder Police Chief Maris Harold says that the community and police department are still healing. She was on the job for less than a year when the shooting happened, and she says she will never forget that day.
It was the hardest thing that I've ever been through in my career, and I've been doing this a long time. But it is that feeling that there's no way this can be happening.
Coming up at 6:30 this morning, we'll learn more about the Boulder Strong Resource Center that's open all week long for the community. And tonight on 9 News at 9 and 10 o'clock, we'll hear more from Chief Harold reflecting on Officer Eric Talley and hear about what this last year has been like for the department.
Let's take a live look outside at Ball Arena. It's officially springtime, and in Colorado, that means that really heavy, wet snow. We're going to see our first spring storm roll in this morning, and when it does, our team has you covered. Ed, we'll start to see some snowflakes in a few hours.
We're going to see snowflakes in just a few hours around here. Doesn't look like much, maybe an inch or two with temperatures in the 30s and 40s. And then tomorrow, another little disturbance in a northwesterly flow will bring us some snow by afternoon. Again, maybe about an inch of snow, also in the 30s and 40s.